Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Trailhead explanation. In this video, we are going to cover unit. It's basically a Superbadge unit. So we are going to cover flow fundamentals Superbadge unit. And before we begin with this unit's challenges, we have to make sure that we have sign up for the special edition org that has been developed only for this Superbadge. So what you have to do is if you scroll down here, there is this link given up, sign up for a free developer edition org. So you have to click on this link and this will redirect us to a page where we have to enter the details of the org that we are going to create. So there you go. You have to write your first name, last name, email address. So you have to enter the same email address which you have access to, because when you click on this sign me up button, this will send an verification email. So that should be in handy with you. And then any role you can select over here: company, country, postal code, and username. Make sure the username that you're entering over here is unique. Now, once you have entered all the details, you have to simply click up on the sign me up button. So this will take approximately 3 to 4 minutes, after which you'll receive an email to verify your org. Let's just wait and see if we have received the email. All right, now it's almost 3 minutes and I have received this email. So let's just open this and you have to click on this verify account button. Now enter your password over here. Now this has made us to logged in into the special edition, developer edition org that we have signed up for. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to connect this org with our Superbadge. So what we can do is you have to go back here in your Superbadge unit. Scroll down. Here you have to click on these three dots and click on connect org. Now next up, you have to enter your username and password. Username is the one which you have created at the time of creating your developer edition org. Or if you are not able to recollect the username, then you can simply go to the email and just copy that username from there. And for the password, just enter the one you have created a few minutes back. Click on login, allow, yes, save it. And now you will notice at the bottom, you notice that the org has been connected. So this is the same org that I have just created. So this was the very first and the important step that we have to do, that you have to connect your developer edition org specifically designed for this Superbadge unit to this Trailhead account. Now, once you have signed up for the developer edition org that was mentioned in this challenge, the next thing is we will proceed with the challenges. So the very first challenge that we have on our table is book order giveaway. Here we have to modify or adjust an existing flow by the label book order. And in this flow book order, we are going to make our changes to incorporate these pointers or the conditions given up over here. So quickly launch your Trailhead Playground and let's just go to this book order flows. There it is, book order. This is currently active, so I'll just open this up. Now, before we actually move ahead with the modification in this particular flow, let's see what this flow is currently doing in the org. So let's go back here to the app launcher and just search for contacts. So this has automatically opened up Dreamscape books and you have to go. So let's just open one of the contacts over here. Let's say Ashley James. So let's just go through the few components that we have on this contact record. So the first thing is we have this detail page, which has all the details regarding the contact. In the related section, we have this related list of book orders. And on the right hand side, we have book order screen flow component. This is the same screen flow which we have in our challenge part, book order. So let's see what this flow actually does. So let's click on next. Click next to create a book order. Now, once we will complete this screen flow process, the screen flow functionality, this is going to create book orders in this related list book orders. So let's quickly see this. Right now we do not have any of the book order records, so just click on next. This gives us the option to select one of the book. So I'll select Whispers in the Well. And do you want to add additional books to this order? I'll just toggle this on. I want to select one more. Let's keep 2 books in this order. Now it will ask again which book you want to select. So let's say you can't say you have tried if you haven't tried. So I'll select this one as well. That's all. I'll select 2 books, and that's when I'll toggle this off and just click on next. Now the book order has been created with 2 books included. I have selected 2 books, so that's what it is saying. Just go to the book orders related list, and there you see there is one book order has been created, and the number of items ordered is 2, which means there will be 2 book order line items. If I'll just open this up, this is the detail page of the book order, and here you can see number ordered is 2, and on the right hand side you can see the book line items are there, where it's mentioning the books that we have selected in the order screen on our screen flow component or flow. So these are the 2 books, and the quantity is 1. That's all. This is just simply containing the details of the books and book order. So this is what this flow is actually doing right now. So let's move ahead and see what we have to implement or make modification in this flow. Now, the very first modification that we have to add is we have to add the decision element to check what is the count of the books that we are ordering. So if the count of book is 3 or 4, then in that case, we are going to create a task by the subject add bookmark. But if our book order has 4 book order has 5 or more books, then in that case, we are going to create a task with subject add bookmark and sticker. So this is the basic decision element logic that we have to implement. And then furthermore, there are other details that we'll be going through one by one when we'll implement this. So let's quickly go back to your flow. So right now this flow is in free form. Let's just select auto layout to have a little bit more clarity. Now this is our flow. So here, this is the start screen. Here we are getting the books order. Then this is the order screen. Then here we are implementing the logic to assign book order line item. I'm not explaining each and every component, otherwise this video will be a very long video. But I'll just go through the requirements that we have in our challenge. Now here, we are creating once we have the final decision with the toggle bar that we have in our book order. Like if you just go back here on the contact, and if you notice that this was the toggle bar that we were having here, which decides whether you want to add more books or not. So here, this is the decision that makes add more book decision. If there are more books, that means the toggle bar has been selected to true. That means it will follow the same procedure again. Otherwise, if not, the toggle bar is set to off. Then in that case, it is going to finish by creating the order line items, book order line items. Then the confirmation screen will come up again. And it is calling another subflow, create QA task for book order. We'll have a look at this later on if required. So let's move ahead. What actually we have to do right now is we have to use a decision element name how many books in the order, and then based on that we are going to create a task record. So let's just copy this name from here of the decision element. Make sure you avoid any extra spaces to copy. Go back here, and after this Q, getting this record for Q, click on the plus icon, add decision element here. Make sure there are no extra spaces before and after this text. Now let's give out the label. This label actually doesn't matter because this has not been given over here. So I'll just say this label, pick this up, make it capital O. Order has 3 or 4 books. This is the first outcome. And here we are going to use the variable where books added. So this is the variable that's already been created. I'll just go through this, what it actually contains. Basically, it contains the count. So if that count of the book is equal to 3, and another one is where books added equals to 4, make sure all conditions are met is not and, but any condition is met, or, because in the challenge it says equal 3 or 4. Then we are going to create the task. Okay. Then the another outcome path that we have to create is for 5 or more books. So let's just copy this as well. Order has 5 or more books. Click on plus icon over here. Paste the label over in the label text area. And here we are going to again select the where books added variable. And it says 5 or more books. That means greater than or equal to 5. So let's just go back here. Greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so these are the two paths that we are having here. Just close this. Now, before we move ahead with the task creation, let's have a look at the variable that we have selected in this resource section where books added, what actually it is having. So let's go back to this go to this toolbox icon, and here under the variable selections over here section, variable section, open this where books added. Now here this is a variable of type number, and where this is used, it's been used in book count assignment. So this is the book count assignment that we are going to see, because this variable is being assigned value in this component, book count assignment. This is the, if you just go back here again and you see book count assignment, just see, click on the search icon, it will auto locate this one. And now open this up and let's see what actually is happening over here. So this where book added is being assigned the value 1, and the operator used here is add, which means every time this this assignment element is being called or is processing through this logic of assignment element, then one value is being, every time 1 is being added to this variable. So this is the variable that is keeping the count of the books that we have in our order. So here this is the, so basically what happening is, once we click on this toggle button, okay, if it is true, then it will go back here again in the order screen and follow the same procedure again. Okay, then it will come here in the decision element. If the toggle is on, it will again go to this, click on this order screen, and it will take you to this point over here. Now every time this path is every time the toggle is on, it is following this path, like on the from the left, and then again in the top, and then again coming down. This means this book assignment is being called every time the toggle is on. So every time it will keep the count, it will add 1 to the previous value stored in the where books added variable. So this is how we are keeping the count of the books that are being ordered in our at the time of processing this flow. So the same variable we have used here, how many books ordered, to check what's the order count that we are ordering, that we are making for our order, and based on that we have separated our outcomes. So this is the 3 or 4, and this has if the order has 5 or more books. So now let's move ahead and see what we have to do next is we have to create a task with subject add bookmark. So let's just copy this as well. Copy this. Now, if the order has 3 or 4 books, we'll go to this path, click on plus icon and click on create. Select create records, label as add bookmark. Make sure no extra spaces are there before and after. Then we are going to create only one record, and we are going to use separate resources and literal values. So object that we have to create is task object, and here in this section, the next section that has been populated after we have selected the object is set field values for the task. Now here we are going to assign the field values that have to be assigned whenever the task record is created. So for that, the requirements have been given in this challenge. So let's see. Now let's just see where this fulfillment team is being queried. Fulfillment team Q is being queried. So let's go back to our flow, close this. There is one Q element over here. Let's see which Q is being queried. So here you can see type is Q, developer name is where fulfillment team Q. Let's just see what value does this where fulfillment team Q has. Close this. There is this variable where fulfillment team Q. I'll just open this up. This is a text type variable which has default value fulfillment team. This is the API name of our queue that we have in our org. So let's just go to setup, go to queue. You see here, there is this queue by the label fulfillment team, and the API name is fulfillment underscore team. So the same that has been queried over here, this variable is a text type of variable which has default value fulfillment team, and we are simply in the get records for queue, we are assigning, we are just querying this fulfillment team. This variable holds the default value fulfillment team, and we are comparing the developer name with that to fetch the record. We are just fetching only the first record and storing all the fields. So this basically get record element is querying the fulfillment queue fields and record. So basically, we are going to use this at the time of task creation, because they are saying that we have to associate the task to the fulfillment team queue. So let's just go back here. So here we have to associate it to the queue. So the owner of the task will be coming from our this queue, get record for queue. Get record for queue, select this the record variable, and then simply ID, group ID. That's it. We have assigned the queue fulfillment team as the owner of this task whenever this will be created. Then next is we have to create a task with subject add bookmark. So I'll just copy this add bookmark, go back here, click on add field, select subject, add bookmark. Then next up is make sure the tasks are related to the current sale. So let's go back here, click on add, and here select what ID. What ID simply stores the record to which we want to associate this. And here select book order variable. So yeah, book order ID from book order. So we are going to select this book ID from the create book order. So here we have this element on the left hand side. If you see create book order, this is the one. And once this record is created, the book order record has been created, we are fetching the ID, order ID from this, the record of book order that has been created, and we are assigning it to the what ID of the task, so that this task is related, get related or get associated to our current book order. So we have to set the due date as well. We are going to create a resource for that by the label due date, and the formula that we have to put on there is flow current date plus 1. Let's just go back here, click on add field again, activity date. Due date of this task will be value, click on new resource. This will be a formula type. API name I've copied from the challenge due date. Data type will be date, and formula that we have to use here is flow. Select this global variable flow and select this current date. And to this we have to plus 1. That's all. Click on check syntax. It's valid. Just click on done. So we have assigned the due date as well. Close this. Now our task for the order, which has 3 or 4 more books, 4 books have been created. Now next is we have to do the same for the 5 or more books. So let's just do one thing, copy this and paste this over here, paste one element. Now we are going to make selective changes. Here, first of all, the label to this create record element we are going to give as add bookmark and sticker. Copy this, go back to book order and remove this, remove the API name as well, click on label again and click on API name again. Now how many records to create? We are going to create 1. Task is fine, owner ID is also fine. It has to be again assigned to fulfillment team. Subject, we are going to change it to the one add bookmark and sticker. So remove this, paste this over here. What ID will be again the book ID, the book order ID, which is also fine. Activity date, this is also completely fine. We have to keep it as it is. There are nothing more changes for the 5 or more books. Just that we have to change the subject of the task, which is add bookmark and stickers. Let's go back to our book order. Both the task has been created. Let's see what else we have to do. Let's test the flow. So let's just click on save again, activate it. Let's go back to and here, let's just say we'll select Andy Young again. And right now we have only one book order. Let's just create a book order with 4 books. Click on next. Then I'll select Romeo and Juliet. Click on next. Born to Bite. Make sure this is toggle on. Click on next. How to Be Kind. It's important. Click on next. Was my 3rd book. And Adventures Between the Phones by Strong. Toggle this off. Click on next again. So our books has been created with 4 books included. Click on next again. As soon as you'll click on next, then our task record will be created. But before that, let's just go to the book orders. Make sure you open this on a new tab. Otherwise, this will be lost and we will not be able to create the task. So there are 2 orders now. Right now, we just created this one. So these were the 4 books that we had selected: Romeo and Juliet's Pet, How to Be Kind, Born to Bite, Adventures Between the Phones. Now here, right now, there is no activity associated to this. There is no task associated to this book order. Now, if I'll just go back to my record Annie Young and click on next again. So this should now create the task with this book order. Refresh this, go to the activity tab again, and there you go. Add bookmark. Task has been created. Click on this. Now this is related to the book order, since we have used here in our flow to make the what ID with the associated with the book order. So right now you can see that here the related to, this is the what ID label, related to is what ID label, and here book order has been associated to it. Assigned to fulfillment team, owner ID, which means owner ID is fulfillment team. Subject is add bookmark. This has due date 1 day 13th 24, and that's it. We have created the record of the task. Now it's time to check whether we have passed this challenge or not. Click on create task according to the specific criteria. So we have completed the first challenge. Moving on, next up, we have another challenge, that is recommendation email. Here also there is an existing flow that has been already created on the contact record. This is again the screen flow, which goes by the label recommendation email. So let's go back to our, now here in this list, if you scroll to alphabet R, there it is, recommendation email. Open this up. This is currently active. Let's just see what it has. So currently what we have is we are getting the records here, get customer info, where we are fetching the contact object records. We are fetching the first record only where ID equals to current customer ID. Next is get body display. So here there is email body being set using the variable that we will just see over that we'll just see. And there is the some text written over here. That's all. Then finally, we are using the email action to send the email. Email is being sent to the contact email. Now, the first thing that we have to do in this challenge is we have to update or adjust the email body. So for that, what we have to do is there is this variable text template resource we have by the label email body. And in that, we have to add current recommendation field as well, including the title, author, summary. Make sure reader's first name populates in the first line of the email. So these are the things that we have to add in our email body. So let's do that. Go to your flow, go to toolbox, then go to email body variable, text template variable. Instead of dear customer, double click on this customer text, go to insert resource. Now get customer info variable, select this, and then here select first name. And let this text be as it is we have. And next up, we have to change the, we have to add the current recommendation field, including the title. So let's just add one by one. Let's say go back here, right, current recommendation. And here again, go to insert a resource, select customer, get customer info variable, and then select here current recommendation underscore R, the one with the underscore R, the relationship one. And then let's say title. First, let's say what's the name of the current recommendation. Okay, this is the name of the current recommendation. Then why you should read this book. So again, we are going to use the get customer info and then current recommendation. It's the recommendation. There it is. Select this one. Then after this, let's say book summary. Go back here again, get customer info, current recommendation, and then summary. Select this one. And we have to add the author as well. So author, get book customer info, current recommendation, author. There it is. So this is it. The current recommendation adds the title of the book. Then this is the recommendation text. Author is the author of the book, and the book summary. It also includes the book summary. So here we have added all these things that has been mentioned here for the email template. Now ensure that the flow also update the contact record to add the last date and time of this communication in the last outreach field. Now there is one field on the contact object. Just click on done first. Now on the contact object, there is one field called last outreach. There you go. This is the field last outreach. We have to update this date and time of this communication. So at the point when this email was being sent, at that point, we have to capture that date and time over here in this last outreach field. So let's do that as well. Now, once the email has been sent, let's update this as well. Go to your flow here, use assignment element. Now label this as update or label it as assign last outreach date. Now for the variables, use this get customer info and last outreach field. There it is. And the value that we are going to assign is the flow current date and time. That's all. We have to update the flow also with the confirmation screen. We're going to label it as confirmation screen. And it should display the text your email has been sent. So let's just add that as well. So after the assignment element, we have to add one screen component. Label it as confirmation underscore screen. So API name will be auto-populated. So confirmation screen will be the label, and the one with the underscore will be the API name. So this is what we have to do. Then for the text part, the text that we have to add over here, I'll just copy this as well. Your email has been sent. Paste this over here, but before that, we'll have to add the display text element. Drag and drop it on the screen, and API name, give out anything, let's say text, and in the text area below, you have to just simply paste it. Your email has been sent. Click on done. Right now, we have just assigned this to this variable, but we haven't updated the contact record. We have to update that as well. Just click on the plus icon over here and click on select the update record element. Label it as update contact and select the variable here, get customer info. That's all. Just click on save as, save it, and then activate it. Let's just test this. Go back here, open any of the record, like say Edna Frank. go to the details. Now here you can see that first name of the contact is coming here, and the current recommendation is coming from the field current recommendation, The Curse of the Feathers Rock. Why you should read this book? This field does not have the value on the current recommendation. So if you open this record on a new tab, you'll see that recommendation field is blank, and that's why we are not getting this value over here. Author is also coming from this book object, Amanda, and book summary is also coming up. So this screen component is working fine. Just click on next. Email has been sent. Click on finish. So you can see last outreach date has been updated just now, and it is coming the flow current date and time. So this has been tested and it is working fine. The other thing is that you will not get the email. Why? Because in the email action, we are sending the email to the get customer info email, and that email is being set current. That email is currently being set to the Edna Frank email. That's why we will not get the email. But as far as this testing of the flow goes, it's working fine. The last outreach field has been updated. So that's all for this challenge. Let's just go here and check whether we have passed it or not. So this challenge is also passed. Now let's move ahead with the last one. Now the next flow that we have to update is birthday loyalty points update flow. This is an auto launch flow that we are going to update for the Dreamscape loyalty program. So let's just go to the flows. Here we have this birthday loyalty points update. This is currently inactive. So let's just open this. This is an auto launch flow, and we'll have to make the necessary updates and then we'll update it. So here, right now, this is in free form. Let's make it to auto layout. This flow runs daily, and its starting date is 26th of August, and every day it runs at 8 a.m. And what it does, it basically fetches all the contact records where birth date equals to today and birth month is equals to today month. So basically it is fetching all the contact records who has their birthdays, and then after fetching it chooses the fields and assign variables. So it's using this record collection variable to store the contact records, and these are the fields to store that this variable is storing. Then it check if there were any birthdays found. If nothing is found, then nothing will happen. If there were any birthdays found, then it will loop through the contacts, and then it will send the email to those contacts saying the happy birthday, sending the happy birthday text. So basically we are fetching all the contact records and sending them the birthday wishes whenever their birthday is. So this is what actually we are doing in this flow. Let's see what we have to do here next. We have to use the following logic in the flow to update the points value on contact with special birthday points. So we have to update the flow logic. Basically the flow, basically we have to update the points value on contact with their special birthday points. So whenever the birthday is, their value, the point value that they have on their record will also get some additional bonus points as it's their birthday. So on contact, if you go to any of the contact record, there it is, the loyalty points. It's 4,000 and loyalty status is bronze. So if today is Edna Frank's birthday, then there will be some special birthday points will be added over here and an email will be sent. Now, special birthday points will be added only when we'll add this logic. Currently, what it's doing is simply if Edna Frank's birthday is today, then it will simply send the email. But now, after our update, it will add some birthday special points to this loyalty points as well. So let's see what we have to do. So let's copy this. So let's just go to the flow here. Now, in this for loop, we are going to assign the loyalty points using the formula which has been provided in the challenge. And we are going to assign those additional loyalty points to the person whose birthday it is. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to create a formula resource where we are going to use the formula which has been provided in the challenge. So let's go to here, click on your resource. Resource type will be formula. Let's name it as assign points. Data type will be number, and paste the formula which we have copied from the challenge. So basically what we are doing here is based on the loyalty status, we are assigning additional loyalty points to the person whose birthday it is. So if the loyalty status is bronze, an additional 100 points will be added to the loyalty points. If it is silver, then 250 additional points, and if it is gold, then 500 additional points will be given as the loyalty points to the user whose birthday it is. Other than that, we are not adding anything. We are just keeping simply the loyalty points. We are not giving any additional loyalty points. So that's all. Just click on done. Now we are going to use this formula assign points in our for loop to assign each contact record which is coming inside the loop to assign the loyalty points. So for that, you have to click on this plus icon and select assignment. Here, let's say assign loyalty points. Here we are going to use the variable current item from the loop and use the field loyalty points, and the value that will be assigned points here. Then click on add assignment. Now we are going to add all the records that we want to update the loyalty points, the records for which we want to update the loyalty points. We're going to keep those records in a separate list, and then outside of the for loop, we are going to update that list to avoid hitting any governor limits. So for that, click on variable, new resource. Resource type will be variable, API name, update contacts. Data type will be record. Here we have to select allow multiple values. We are going to make it collection. So for the developers who work on Apex, this will be considered as a list that we are making to avoid any DML operation inside the for loop. And we are going to execute the DML operation of update outside of the for loop to avoid hitting any governor limits. So here the object will be contact. Click on done. Now this will be update contacts will use the operator add, since this is the list as we have checked box allow multiple values, allow multiple records. Since we have made this as a collection variable, so we have to use the operator add, and the value that we are going to select over here is the current item from the loop. Remove this dot, and we are simply going to add it over here. Once we have done this, we have all the records that we want to update with the value that we want to update it with. Now, after this, once it is done, we are going to use the DML operation to update all the contact records for the loyalty points value. So here, after the last record, we are going to click here and select update element. Update contacts is going to be our label, and here use this how to find records to update and set their values. We are going to use this first option, and the list that we want to update is update contacts. So select this one, save it. So this is our update record element that we have used. Click on the check challenge button and see if we have passed this as well or not. There you go. The third challenge is also passed. The last one is quiz. You can take this up on your own. And that's all for this video. Hope you learned something new and it helped you. Thank you so much. See you in the next video with another unit or module. Till then, take care. Thank you so much.